to my kitchen and to my channel. My name is Stacy, and I'm a wife and a mom to two little girls, ages 2 and 5. And on top of that, I'm a culinary nutrition expert. And I coach people on how to eat healthier and more intentional with their nutrition, but in a very doable way, so that even the busiest moms can find a way to get healthy meals on the table for themselves and the family. And I also teach classes. I'm a certified Culinary Nutrition Academy instructor. That is a mouthful, but basically I teach all kinds of classes on nutrition, either privately, one-on-one, or in groups, virtual and in person. And one of those classes that I teach is on smoothies and elixirs. And you may be thinking that smoothies are boring, you know how to make a smoothie, but I'm going to challenge you today as you're watching this to think about ways you can be more intentional with the ingredients you're using in your smoothie. A lot of people are just throwing some fruit and some almond milk in a blender, maybe a protein powder, and calling it a day. But actually, the ingredients you choose can target very specific needs, like heart health or hormone support, weight loss, or energy. There's a whole list of things. Today, we're gonna focus on inflammation with our smoothie recipe. Then we're gonna move into elixirs, and I'm gonna kind of stick with that inflammation theme, but we're gonna talk specifically about how to make elixirs to support your digestive system. And you may not know, or you may know, that immunity starts in the gut. So the healthier our gut is, the more capable we are to fight off infection. The more we reduce inflammation, the more likely we are to be able to fight off all those germs that may be surrounding us. Let's start today with smoothies. Now, nothing can be quicker or easier than a smoothie, unless you're just eating a raw piece of fruit. That is probably faster. But in terms of recipes, smoothies give you a lot of nutritional bang for your buck. And you can even meal prep your smoothies. So I'm gonna demonstrate today how I prep my smoothies ahead of time. Then I put it in the freezer, and on busy mornings when the kids are trying to get them out the door off to school, I could grab one of my smoothie packets from the freezer. What I've done is went ahead and labeled it. You always wanna be sure you label and date when you meal prep. So I have this little smoothie bag. Now, all of these ingredients are going to be to reduce inflammation. We're gonna start with 1 cup of berries of your choice. I encourage you to select blueberries. They are very high in antioxidants. And so I'm just gonna put those berries, this is about a cup of berries. I think I have some strawberries and things in there too. So you could do a mixed berry blend. And then I'm going to add, let's start with these. So I'm gonna add the chia seeds. And if you're not familiar, chia seeds can seem kind of strange, but I put them in everything. Soups, chili, stews, smoothies, obviously, and you can even add them to water and have chia water or chia pudding. And they're hard little seeds, but when they get wet, they soak up all the water and become this jelly, hydrating deliciousness. Now, it doesn't have any flavor, so that's why I can sneak it into different foods and my family doesn't even notice. And why they're really good for you, they are very high in fiber, which is always good for digestive support, and omega-3s, with those omega-3 fatty acids that you always hear about that are so good for us. So we definitely want that. Fiber is really good at moving everything through, right? So we wanna keep everything moving. And with turmeric, that is our spice that we're gonna put in here. A lot of people don't think to go to the spice cabinet and put in spices in their smoothies, but things like turmeric, cinnamon, those are really good for you. You could slide them in your smoothie. But now turmeric, I will warn you, it has that bright orange color. You could use fresh if you are feeling it, but just don't want a great fresh turmeric. It does have a pretty strong flavor, so you have to be okay with that. We're gonna add some honey and some green tea and things, so it's not too bad. I'm just gonna dump those in my bag. There we go. Now the honey, honey, you could substitute a different sweetener. I chose honey because it's sweet and delicious, but raw honey in particular is antibacterial, antimicrobial, and is actually beneficial for healing, like wound healing. So if you burn yourself in the kitchen, you can put a little honey on it and it'll help. So there's a little tip for you. So this is going to help us really reduce inflammation. It's also anti-inflammatory, as is everything here, but it's also going to help fight off any germs that might be heading our way, especially during cold and flu season, right? Okay, so then my last ingredient is green tea, and green tea also full of antioxidants. Oh, and you definitely want to get a good quality honey. This is organic raw honey, just FYI. And for green tea, you can buy it pre-made in a bottle, or you can steep it yourself with tea bags, which is probably the better way, but this is a good shortcut. So I've got about a cup of this, and green tea is full of antioxidants. It's gonna also be anti-inflammatory, and you're not adding a bunch of calories to your smoothie. Sometimes people like to put cow's milk, whole milk, even some of the almond milks and things you buy in the store aren't the best quality. And you're better off using just water, or in this case, we're using green tea. Like I mentioned before, we want to be intentional. So if we had just put water in here, that would be still a healthy, nutritious smoothie. But by swapping the water with the tea, which we're going to do in our elixir too, we are getting the same effect. You're getting that liquid, but you're getting the benefit of the green tea instead of just water. So I'm just going to pop this in the freezer. Make sure it's really sealed, lay it flat so it stores better. And then on a busy morning, you're ready to just pop it in the blender, blend it up. You can add a couple ice cubes since, well, you won't need ice cubes. If you freeze it, you won't need ice cubes. But if I was to make it like this fresh, I would probably add a couple ice cubes because I like mine to be really thick. And another tip for smoothies is if you eat them with a spoon, they last longer. It feels more like a substantial meal than if you're just drinking it with a straw. But now the perks of drinking it with a straw is it's transportable. So I can quick throw together a smoothie and grab it and drive my kids to school and drink my smoothie on the way. Now let's talk about elixirs. Now, elixirs is a term that you've probably heard before, and it's used to describe a wide variety of beverages, basically. But an elixir could be as simple as warm water with lemon first thing in the morning to help with your metabolism and to get digestion going, or it could be many more ingredients. Usually they're served warm, but in the summer, if you'd rather have something cold, you can certainly drink them just as well cold. So let's talk about this elixir. This is going to be a digestive supporting elixir. We have here 2 cups of peppermint tea that I'm steeping right now. And that can be, again, cold. You can make a whole pitcher ahead of time and just have peppermint tea. Peppermint tea is so good for your digestive system. But you should definitely research peppermint tea because there are 50 other benefits to drinking peppermint tea, including it helps support weight loss and relieve headaches and even help some people sleep at night. So definitely want to look into peppermint tea. I'm going to pour it in my blender, and you certainly do not need a fancy blender. But since this is what I do for a living, I have a fancy blender. Okay. So there, I've got my tea. Again, we're gonna go with the raw honey for the same benefits we had before. And we're gonna add some coconut oil as our healthy fat. And this is very easily digested, so it's a very digestible fat. And it also supports the digestive system, as does everything else here. It also helps to balance your blood sugar, which is really good. We're gonna put those 2 ingredients in there. And then we're gonna do the lemon. So you're gonna want, let's see, a tablespoon of lemon juice. So you could use lemons you've already squeezed, or you could do it fresh. We're just gonna put about half of this lemon. Ooh. And lemon, like I kind of mentioned earlier, is great for digestion. It helps kick your metabolism into high gear. And it's also very detoxing, so your liver will appreciate the lemon. Now the next ingredient is ginger, and I usually keep frozen ginger in my freezer, but I do not have it. We had bad storms in Texas last week, so a lot of the freezer is now gone. However, fresh ginger is best. In a pinch, you can use ground ginger. I'm just gonna use some of this. It's gonna give you still some benefits. It probably just doesn't taste as good as fresh, in my opinion. Probably should have measured it. But that's pretty good. So if I had fresh, it'd be a teaspoon. And ginger is great. You can keep it in the freezer, like in whole pieces, or what I usually have is at the grocery store, they sell them already portioned out and frozen. And then I can just pop a cube in there. But we don't have that today, so we're gonna use this. So we're gonna put all those healthy ingredients in here, and I'm gonna blend it up. So I just blended this until it was smooth and creamy. I'm gonna take it off of here. Now this is still warm, so if yours was cold, you could definitely heat it up. I think that the honey and the coconut oil dissolve a little bit better if it's warm. But you can always blend it up together and then heat it up a little bit. So this makes quite a bit. It smells really good, and it just is really lovely to sip on, and it will really support your digestive system. So if you have any kind of inflammation, digestive issues, this is gonna be your best friend. Thank you guys for joining me today as a part of this wellness retreat. I've really enjoyed sharing just a couple of my recipes, but like I said before, I teach an entire class on this. So if you want to go even deeper into ways to make your own potions and smoothies and elixirs, then drop me a comment below and I can get you that information. Also, I do work one-on-one with clients, so if you want some extra guidance, you have some health needs, let me know. I would love to do a consultation with you. And I would love it if you guys would stick around and subscribe if you like videos like this. I do a lot of recipes here, and they're all really simple and easy, but pack a powerful nutritional punch.